Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. Today is November the 11th, and I think there are 6 games in the NBA for today. 6 games? Yeah, 6 games in the NBA for today. So we'll touch on those 6 and get up out of here, man. Shouldn't be a too long of a show. Not a super great card for today. As far as yesterday, on the wrong side of 2 bets, I took the Portland Trail Blazers plus 2.5. We talked about it yesterday. Desmond Bane hit the 3-pointer. So many different ways for that game not to end that way. Paolo Banchero could make a 3-pointer. Could make a free throw. It doesn't end that way. Portland could not turn the ball over. It couldn't end that. It's just a lot of different ways, but wrong is wrong. We was on the wrong side of that one. And then the other bet was San Antonio. Told you guys I like San Antonio yesterday. The line went from 3.5 to 5. I got the late number, and it proved to not be right. So many ways that one could also have went the other way. Chicago scored and then didn't even foul anymore. So they ended up winning the game, losing the game by 4 yesterday. So not the best night for me. Wrong side of a dog, wrong side of a favorite last night. Hopefully you guys did a little bit better than me. I got to do a little bit better. It's been a rough start to the NBA season overall. We got a little bit of it back last week, and now it feels like the weekend and so far into the week has not been great so far. So hopefully you guys were able to find some ways to make some money, man. It's just been terrible for me. I should have, of course, everything that I don't take, of course, cashes again, man. Is kind of crazy. Clippers team total under. What else did we talk about yesterday? There was a couple things that was on the short list. It was another under too. Pelicans team total under. Easy winners yesterday, but I didn't get to the window with either one of those. So hopefully you guys, like I said, hopefully you guys make some money. Jay says, good morning, Chris. Wild day yesterday. Spurs came through. Not for me. End of the Pistons game was so wild and exciting. Yeah, that game and the Heat game last night. Wiggins got the game winning dunk last night. Let's see. K triple double plus 1,200 at the end of regulation. Vario says, good morning, Tag. What's up, Block? Appreciate you for tapping in. BP the Great. What's up? What up, Helping Hands? Prolific reminding people to hit the like button. That helps. Sean says, Cavs sold one of my parlays. Crazy loss right now. Still had a green day. I'm glad you did, Sean. The Heat are like, the Heat don't look like a bet against team right now, especially if they're gonna be at the crib, man. They had playoff revenge yesterday. They look really, really good. It don't matter the situational spot. They're just still going out there scoring the basketball with Bam, without Bam. It's kind of crazy, man. Eric Spoelstra house standing upright. Eric Spoelstra house burning down. Like, they're just hooping right now. Don't matter who they got on the floor. They're balling right now. Yeah. All right. Let's jump into it for today, man. Lo says, good morning, Chris. The Wizards actually looked like a real team last night. Wild game. Yeah. It was Wizards plus the points or nothing. I told you guys it was not a bet against spot for the Wizards yesterday. I couldn't hold my nose and put money on the Wizards yesterday, though. What's up, Justin? Appreciate you for tapping in. I know you was on the other side of Chicago play yesterday. So you were able to get the win. Let's jump into it for today, man. So first up, we'll start with JaXon, AI Sports Betting Tool. Yesterday, JaXon went 2 for 2 yesterday. Royce O'Neal over his, I think it was 12.5. He finished with 14. Or might have been 11.5. He finished with 14 though. And then Rui Hachimura over his 1.5 made threes, was plus money at plus 120. He finished with 3. He went 3 for 3 last night in Charlotte. So those were 2 winners for JaXon yesterday. Today I asked JaXon very similar prompt. What are the 2 best NBA player props for today? Based on this season's stats specifically. JaXon likes Tyrese Maxey over his 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I kind of like this one as well. It says he's been operating at an elite level this season with key teammate sideline. His usage remains sky high, making this line look undervalued despite the tough opponent. So on the season, Maxey's averaging 46.3 points, rebounds, and assists across 10 games so far, slightly above the 39.5 number. Season hit rate, he's over in 90% of his 10 games. Recent form, he's been particularly hot, hitting over in 80% of his last 5 games with the average of 43.4 points, rebounds, and assists. And then you got the home court advantage when playing at home this season. He's been perfect, hitting over 100% of his home games, 46.4. So that's one look. Tyrese Maxey, not going to get into the news narrative, but there's more information here if you want to read it. The next one is Bruce Brown over his 2.5 rebounds. So this is a little juicy, minus 150. It says that this play is driven by his exceptional consistency on the glass this season, combined with this high favorable opportunity matchup, the line of 2.5 is simply too low given his current output. So he's averaging 4.11 rebounds across the season, significantly higher than the 2.5 line. He's hit the over at 88.89, so pretty much 89% of his games so far this season, 8 out of 9. He's maintained this consistency, hitting the over in 80% of his last 5, averaging 4 rebounds over his last 15. He has an impressive 93.3% hit rate to the over. So those are the 2 looks for JaXon for today. There is some news and matchup analysis that goes along with it, like the Kings being 24th in opponent defense versus Brown's position. But yeah, some more information there as well. So those are the 2 player props for today. Bruce Brown of the Denver Nuggets over 2.5 boards, and then Tyrese Maxey over hit 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So let's jump into the matchups. Hit the like button for me if you can. Let's go. So first up, we got the Raptors. They will be in Brooklyn tonight, taking on the Nets. This line open 8.5 is what I saw. Real quick, let me switch over to another tab real quick. Make sure I got this right here. So I saw 8.5 last night. It's up to 10.5 now. Total I saw listed at, I wrote down 233 in my notes, but it looks like 231.5. So even lower than what I saw. So it has come up. The Raptors are head and shoulders, a lot better than this Brooklyn Nets team. They do have the rest advantage in this spot as well. Let's see. They have the rest advantage spot. The Nets coming off the big loss, of course, to the New York Knicks. Brooklyn, one thing I've noticed about Brooklyn, like a pattern for Brooklyn, is they've been absolutely trash in the first half. Remember, I said on Sunday's show that if I wanted to make a bet in that game, it would be Nets first half. It would be Knicks first half minus the 9.5, I think is what they were laying. And they were losing by 20 at halftime. So that was a pretty easy bet. The Nets on the season are 2-8 against the spread so far in the first half. So they've come out the gate super, super slow. And if that continues today, then I do think that they'll be losing this game. The Raptors are 6-4 against the number in the first half. They've only been a road favorite one time so far this season. They did cover that number as well. So that's the way I'm kind of looking at this game. I don't want anything to do with the Brooklyn Nets side of things at all. This is the bottom 10 offense and the second worst defensive team in the NBA. So maybe even a look towards Toronto team total to go up and over. The problem is the Nets play so slow that it could slow the pace down. The Raptors have been playing a lot faster. They are 8th in pace over their first 10 games so far this season. So take with that information, do what you want. Not a game that I'm going to be putting my money on, but if I was, it would be probably Raptors first half is what I would play. And real quick, let's just get the first half number. And then I let's see. Yeah, let's go to get a first half number. So Raptors are 5.5 on FanDuel right now. They should be winning this game by 6 points at halftime, especially coming off a loss. As far as there's a player prop I want to show you guys really quickly, and then we'll move on to the next. One of the let's see. Let's see if I can find it. All right, here we go. All right, let's go to go to outlier. So I'm looking at RJ Barrett. We talked about RJ in the game against Philly. I think this was 2 games ago. RJ Barrett has a crazy good matchup in this spot. Now, you worry a little bit about the blowout potential, but I do think that he's going to be able to score the basketball. You can see his 19.5 points. If we just look at his game so far this season, he's over in 7 out of 10. He gets a really good matchup in this spot. So he gets the worst transition defense in the league. RJ gets the worst transition defense in the league. He gets the second worst restricted area defense in the league. Like if anybody's been watching Brooklyn, they've just been absolutely getting crushed at the rim. He scores 36% of his points in transition. So that's a great matchup. And then he gets 19% of his points in spot up shooting. And then that's also the second worst spot up team as well. So if there's somebody that's going to, be pretty efficient in this game, you can see he's shooting 55% from the field, 40% from the 3-point line. I do think that RJ Barrett is in prime time position. So in this game to do just that. So if I'm looking at a player prop in this game, I'm looking at RJ. You can see he's averaging 21 on the road as well. So you can get him at 19.5. I do think RJ is in a really good spot. But I mean, everybody on the team kind of is, honestly. So that's my thought process as far as player props go. I did look into that one a little earlier this morning. All right, let's go comments and see what you guys are saying. Then we'll get to the next one. If anybody got thoughts on this one? Let's see. What up, Mark? Appreciate you for tapping in. Brian says, have a great day, Chris. Everything averages out. Take the good with the bad. Nah, that's what I'm doing, Brian. It's like, I understand. Like, I didn't lost four bets in a row. Couple of them I just can't give out either. Like I said, I took, what was it? Like when the lines move so fast, I don't even get those bets out because I know people are not gonna be able to get the same number that I got. So it's not like I've been losing every single bet, but yeah, I know I do agree with this. I'm bound to go on a 8-0 run, or like you said, it averages out for sure. So I'm not super upset about it. Max is reliable, amazing performances on the court. I agree with that. Justin says he bet the over. Raptors might destroy the Nets. I agree with that. Tracy says, yo, Chris, what's up, G? I cashed with all your picks yesterday. I just added Lakers money line to it. Great content, good work. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was more winners I gave out on the show yesterday than the ones I actually played. Greek says, good morning, Lean Raptors team total over. Dom says, Nets team total under. That sounds like spread to me, back to back. Wake and bake. Watching ChrisBeCappinn Show is always a great start to the day. Appreciate that, V-Long. What up, Hendry? Appreciate you for tapping in. G421 says, what's good, Chris? How about the Pistons off the back-to-back? See them going farther in the playoffs? The boys look good, man. They do look good. They look really good. And K shot the ball 500 times last night and missed like 400 of the shots. They still got the win. Took them overtime, but yeah, got the job done. 2 games without Cam, they scored 98 and 107, and I think Toronto's defense has been much better recently. Can't believe the Bulls lost like that. The Bulls are supposed to lose by 10, but neither here nor there. Yeah, I agree with this comment from Downs. I know Downs been cashing on this Brooklyn team total under. It's kind of interesting to see that the Nets, this game is going up, honestly. Maybe people just thinking the Raptors going to be able to score. All right, let's go to the next one. We got the Memphis Grizzlies. They will be at MSG, Madison Square Garden tonight. Getting 9.5. I wrote down 10 last night in my notes. It looks like this line has come down to 9.5. I do see a 9 out there as well, or at least it was out there. Yeah, it's only 1 9 available on Bet Rivers, I think it is. The total, I wrote down 233 last night. Hasn't really moved a lot. 230, I guess a little bit of money coming into the over. You still can get 233 and a half out there, 234, 234 and a half, depending on where you're looking. So it looked like it is getting bumped up a little bit to the over. So we start with the injury report. I didn't even go on the injury report in the last game, but we know that Cam Thomas isn't playing. And Mamush Kishishvili of the Toronto Raptors is listed as questionable. So on the Memphis side of things, still got all the injuries. No Brandon Clark, no Zach Edey, no Ty Jerome, no Scottie Pippen Jr. And then on the New York Knicks side of things, only Mitchell Robinson listed as questionable. Memphis is playing first leg of back-to-back. They got a game against the Boston Celtics tomorrow. And then the New York Knicks is also playing first leg of back-to-back. They host Orlando tomorrow. Orlando will be coming to town tomorrow. So when we think about, the Memphis Grizzlies, they've been pretty atrocious, just 2-8 against the spread so far this season. Now they're getting double digits on the road. The Knicks have dominated this matchup. They've won 4 straight. They've covered they played 2 times last season. They covered both of them. They were getting 2 in Memphis and won that game outright. And then at the crib last year, they were laying 4 and they won the game by 37. So my thought process is the Knicks team probably is better, and the Grizzlies team is definitely not as good. The Grizzlies, for whatever reason, just have really, really struggled to score the basketball. Only got to 100 against OKC in that last game. Granted, that's OKC. Outside of the 118 that they put up against Dallas, though, just 109 against Houston, 106 against Detroit, 104 against Toronto, 112 against the Lakers. I like the Memphis team total under here. They're 25th in offensive rating. The Knicks are 25th in pace. They're not playing fast. Memphis is also 7-4 to the under this season overall. The Knicks, perfect 5-0 against the spread so far at the crib this season. They've held their opponents to are 4-2 to the under on their team total when they're playing at MSG this season. And Knicks are also 5th in defensive rating, specifically at the crib. I found all these numbers on the Money Baller, in case you got. Matter of fact, let me just pull it up real quick so you guys can see it. But I know I talk about this too a lot. I use it a lot too. And I'm probably gonna bet this one. So we come here, we go to Memphis and New York, and let me just minimize myself a little bit. So you can see both teams on first leg of back-to-backs. I talked about that. You can see the scheduling spots. So like I said, Grizzlies got the Celtics tomorrow. They'll be their second straight road game. And then the Knicks got the Magic tomorrow. You can argue that this is a much more meaningful game, and I agree with that. However, the Knicks been at the crib for 1, 2, 3, 4 straight games. This will be their 5th straight game. They got 6, 7. So they've comfortably been at the crib. You can see the point margins here. Since they lost to the Bulls, where they lost by 10 points, they have a 12-point win, a 17-point win, a 23-point win, and a 36-point win. I like the New York Knicks. I mean the Memphis Grizzlies struggle to score, and I think that they probably win and cover as well. You can see the opponent team totals here: 116 for the Bulls, 102 for the Wizards, 114 for the Timberwolves, and just 98 for the Nets. They didn't really have to exert a lot of energy in this game either. You can see that they beat the Nets by 36 in their most recent game, and they got a day's rest. So I like the team total under. If I'm betting on a player prop in this game, I'm probably looking at Jaren Jackson Jr. His 1.5 made threes is something that stands out to me. I think you can get it at like minus 110. He's over in back-to-back games. I'm not going to pull this up on the screen, but he's over in back-to-back games. I do need to show you guys the rest of the things I was looking at. So we come down here, we look at teams comparisons. You can see that this Grizzlies offense right here, 24th in offensive rating. Knicks 10th in defensive rating. First in offensive rating as well. Crazy to think that the Knicks got the best offense in the NBA right now. You can see the opponent team totals. What I was saying, the Grizzlies are, opponent team totals. The Knicks opponent team totals are 3-2 to the under if they're a home favorite. And then just team totals in general, the Grizzlies are 8-3 to the under. They really, really struggled to score the basketball. And then if we flip this filter right here to home and road, you can see that the Knicks 5th best defensive rating here, number 1 in offensive rating as well. And that's one of the reasons why they're 5-0. You can see ATS wise, they're number 1 in the league. They typically do play towards the over, but you can see the Grizzlies play towards the under because they really can't score the basketball. 21st in offensive rating on the road as well. So yeah, I like the Knicks. I like the Knicks side, and I like the Knicks to be able to hold this Grizzlies team under their team total in this game. If I'm betting, that's the way that I'm betting. Memphis team total under. I think the number is 112.5 is the number that you can get right now on FanDuel and on ESPN Bet. So that's my thought process on this game. Shout out to the Money Baller. See what you guys are thinking. Oh, and going back to the Jaren Jackson look. So I mentioned Jaren Jackson being over his 3-point prop in back-to-back games, 3 of his last 4. The Knicks also allowed the 6th most threes taken so far, and then the 3rd worst defense against power forwards. They also 24th against spot-up shot shooters. And I don't think Memphis got enough spot-up shooters to be able to keep this game close, in my opinion. They really struggled to shoot the 3-point shot so far this season. Real quick to give you guys that number, because that's what you're looking for if you like the Memphis team total over. You need them to get hot from the 3-point line. It's not like they're out here forcing a bunch of turnovers. They are, let's see, Memphis is 19th in turnover rate, and they are 24th in 3-point shooting. They're shooting just 33% from the field. 33% from 3, 23% from above the break, and 25% from the corner 3. So this is not a good 3-point defense, a 3-point shooting offense, and I feel like that's what beats the Knicks. Let's see what you guys are thinking here, and then we'll move on. On the Raptors for me, Ingram points first quarter. Chosen says Knicks first half. I like it. Mark like the Knicks minus 9.5. Still riding Ja on his 1.5 threes. He's cashed 9 of the last 10, shooting 15.6% from 3. I thought about this one, Chris, because he went over in his last game when they played the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think he had 2. I think he was 2 for 6. And yeah, I considered Ja under his threes today. But the problem is the Grizzlies give up so many. I mean, the Knicks give up so many looks from 3. Their interior defense is so much better than their perimeter defense. But Knicks have been good both ways so far. They have not, like, if I wish I should screenshot this and show you guys, but their 3-point defense is bottom 3. And this is what you expect from the Knicks, but Grizzlies can't make 3. So another reason why I like the Knicks in this game. Knicks should cover easy. Brunson covers points and assists. Cat over his points plus rebounds. Chosen One says maybe even Knicks trifecta, first quarter, first half, and full game. What's up, Blunt? He said, side note, Chris, the reason the Grizzlies are struggling to score the basketball is because his numbers don't look good this year. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, his field goal percentages are down. At the rim is down. His 3-point percentage is down. I'm not the type of person to kick players when they go down. I actually like Ja. I like Ja a lot. Do I agree with all the decisions that he make? No, but I like Ja, so I'm not gonna kick him while he's down. Even if I don't really kick anybody while they're down, except if you're overpaid like Bradley Beal. It's like, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think Ja he'll get it right, man. He'll get it right for sure. I do, whether he's in Memphis or not. Let's see. OG heating up from range, riding his points over the last few games. Pete says. What's up, Bryant? Says I'm going to look to live betting opportunity for the Knicks. I don't want to lay the 9-10. Justin says he'll go team total over 121.5. Put it in his pocket. G421 says Memphis at the Garden. Ja versus Brunson tonight. On the other side, Chris, Grizzlies team total over. Okay, they're gonna have to score enough points. I don't think they got enough. Can't be relying on KCP in my opinion. Jalen Wells and them guys, but we'll see. Knicks been locking up on defense too, but we'll be on the opposite side because I'm probably gonna get there with that under team total under 112.5. Especially if the Knicks play slow. All right, which I think that they will. Next game up, Celtics and the 76ers. All right, so line this one open. Lining this one open. I saw 2 yesterday. It looks like it is. Just get an updated line. 1.5. So a little bit of money coming in on Boston. Total, I wrote down 232.5 yesterday. It is come down a little bit, down to 230.5. I see some 231s out there as well, 231.5. So really just shop around, kind of get whatever it is that you want. So we start with the injury report. The Celtics will have Sam Hauser listed as probable. Then on the Philly side of things, Joel Embiid should be back. No Dominique Barlow and no Paul George. And that hasn't really been a problem for them. So Boston is playing first leg of back-to-back today. They got the Grizzlies tomorrow in Boston. And then Philly not playing back-to-back, but they are playing third game in 4 nights. But the thing about Philly, in my opinion, is that this is third game in 4 nights, but all of them have been at home. Remember, they beat the Raptors by 10, laying 5. And then they recently just lost to the Pistons by 3. When they were getting 4.5. So they did end up covering that game on Sunday as well. The Celtics, on the other hand, playing their third straight road game. They lost to the Magic on Friday. They beat the Magic in a bounce back spot. And now they're on the road. And it's not necessarily a great spot. Last game of a 3-game road trip. Short 3-game road trip, but last game of a 3-game road trip. First leg of a back-to-back. I kind of think the Sixers are the better team. I really, really do. I think Joel Embiid should be able to pose his will tonight. He has been looking better as the season has gone along. Really just don't want to fade the 76ers, man. This team has looked really, really good so far. They're 7-2-1 against the spread in the first half, 8-1-1 overall. The Celtics have been kind of up and down, right? Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like the game goes over too. I know that the Sixers are going to be able to score. At least is my thought process, is they'll be able to score. The Celtics are coming off a game, 2 games in a row where they played a Magic team that can still struggle to score the basketball. And, in that first game, the Magic shot 47% from the 3-point line. And then in the next game, the Magic shot 23% from the 3-point line. Philly's, doing a pretty good job of taking care of the basketball. Don't expect them to turn it over much. Man, I kind of think the Sixers are alive to win this game. And I kind of think that the Sixers are definitely going to be able to score against Boston. That's my thought process on this one. Super quick thoughts there. And I love the look on Tyrese Maxey over his 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists by JaXon as well. You and me both, Patrick. You and me both, boy. It's been that type of start to the season, though. But yeah, 76ers revenge game at the crib. I love him in this spot. So I did write down that both teams did split the 2 meetings so far. Both teams won by 1 point. And both road teams won as well. So that's just a Celtics in the spot. I think it's a little bit more of a Philly spot, especially with them getting the Embiid back, not having to travel, coming off a loss. Like, they've been good in this spot. Jalen Brunson over his points plus rebounds. He has been hooping talented. Can't talk you off of that. Chosen One says 76ers first half minus 1.5. They have been really good early. Couldn't talk you off of that. And I've been, talking about taking Philly, first half totals over. Real quick, let's just look at that. Philly is 7-3 to the first half over. Um, 7-3 to the first half over. Their offense doesn't slow down until the second half. It feels like, if at all. Team total 7-3 to the first half over as well. And they are 2-0 to their team total over as a home favorite. So we'll see. Chosen One says 76ers 4-1 ATS in the first half. Looking at the first half total over, G421 says, I like it. Tariq says 76ers should take this one. Definitely like JaXon play on Maxey. Got to tell that. I might get there and just take that too, because I feel like when I try to take sides in games where I like a prop, then the prop wins and the side loses. And I hate betting two things in the same game, but just how I be, man. All right, next game up, Warriors and the Thunder. So injury report in this one, Warriors are getting 7.5 in OKC. Injury report in this one has Steph back. He has been cleared to return off the little sniffles that he had a couple games ago. Al Horford's listed as questionable. He did play in that last game against Indiana. And then the Oklahoma City Thunder have Dort listed as out. I think it's still his trap. No Topic, no Aaron Wiggins, no Kendrick Williams, and no Jalen Williams in this one. So Golden State is playing first leg of back-to-back. They play in San Antonio tomorrow, which is tomorrow's Wednesday. Then they got the San Antonio Spurs again in San Antonio on Friday. So 3 straight road games for OKC. This starts the 3-game road trip. And then OKC's playing first leg of back-to-back. They got the Lakers coming to town tomorrow. First game back home for OKC as well, which is typically a little bit more of a phase spot. They had a 4-game road trip. Oklahoma City did. And they, got down, played with their food against Memphis. I think they were losing by 11 at halftime. Ended up winning the game by 14. It's crazy how OKC can just kind of turn it on. We also saw them blow out Sacramento after their first loss against the Portland Trail Blazers. And then before that, they beat the Clippers as well. So they did, relatively well. Still only got that one loss on the season, 10-1 against the number. I'm sorry, 10-1 straight up. At the crib, of course, it's really, really difficult to fade this team. I really want to take the points with Golden State here, but I'm not sure what version of Steph we're going to get. If I had saw Steph play in the last game, I'm guessing since he's cleared, I don't want to, this is what I don't want to do. I don't want to put my money on the Warriors and then Steph looks absolutely atrocious because it's his first game back after not playing over the last week. That's what I kind of think. And I kind of feel like the other side of me kind of feels like he probably could have played in that last game against the Indiana Pacers, but the Pacers were resting everybody. So why bring him back in that game? So I'm kind of conflicted on this game, honestly. I know how good OKC is. I know, all of the things. I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of feel like I want to take the points with the Warriors in the first half. I know they've been absolutely terrible in the first half, 2-8-1 against the number. But now you get a Thunder team that's, maybe in a little bit of a flat spot coming back home, first game off, 7-game road trip. And you get the Warriors as a dog where they've typically been laying points. So I thought about the Warriors first half last today. It's a really, really tough game for me, man. I really want to take, the Warriors plus the points, but Thunder, I like that. And just because they're losing, just because they don't have Dort, just because they don't have Wiggins, don't mean that they can't, absolutely smoke this Warriors team. Warriors have been laying points on the road, haven't looked great. But now you kind of get them as a dog. So I don't know what to do with the game, man. This will be one that I will stay on the sideline for. Definitely stay on the sideline for this one. And as far as the total goes, of course, you think over, you think under. This is the number 1 defensive rated team in the Thunder, and the Warriors are also the 6th best defensive rated team. Both of these teams are playing pretty slow. Warriors are 20th in pace, and the Thunder are 22nd in pace. However, if the 3-point shots are falling, this game will fly over this total. This game will get to 240. The 3-point shots are falling, and with both teams being on the first leg of back-to-back, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. What y'all thinking about this one? Justin says he put the 228.5 in his pocket. Like the over. Mark says don't like Golden State to cover on the road. However, Curry is expected to play. Justin also likes Warriors plus 7.5. So it sounds like he likes the Warriors team total over. The over in the Warriors. Patrick says I can't fade the Thunder at home, especially against a weak road team so far. OKC minus 7.5. Warriors are frauds. I kind of felt like it'd be back and forth. Tony says he like AJ Mitchell over his points, rebounds, and assists. Feel like if Golden State is in the game, might be worth a shot to taking them in the first quarter. Definitely leaning plus 7.5 full game. Thunder over 117.5 team total. What's up, dude? Appreciate you for tapping in. Justin says 10 of the last 11 meetings went over the total. I did see that as well. Yeah, it's a tough game, man. It's a super tough game. I kind of think, as long as the shots are falling, maybe a first half over, and then it starts to go under. But both teams are slightly under in the first half. Warriors are 6-5 to the under. Thunder also 6-5 to the under. We look at home versus road splits. This Warriors team have been absolutely atrocious. They're 24th in offensive rating, 21st in defensive rating on the road. And we know what OKC does at home. 6th in offensive rating, 3rd in defensive rating. They're plus 14 in net rating. The Warriors are minus 8 in net rating, but they have been favorites in most of their games. Only 1-5 straight up are the Warriors so far. 1-5 on the road as well in the first half. You don't like to see that. You do not like to see that if you like the Warriors today. But they have been a favorite in most of those games. So I'm not sure what to do with it, man. Not gonna waste your time. All right. The only other game that I didn't cover is the Indiana? Yeah, the Indiana game. Indiana and Utah. Oh, no. I didn't cover Denver and Sacramento either. So I'll give you guys my thoughts on both of those. I thought I made graphics for Denver and Sacramento. Maybe I didn't. I did. I just didn't post it. It's fine. So the Nuggets are, I'll be quick, be really, really quick here. So the Nuggets are playing after 2 days rest. They are on the first leg of a back-to-back. They got the Clippers tomorrow, and Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray are both listed as probable. On the Sacramento side of things, Domantas Sabonis is listed as questionable, and of course, no Keegan Murray. The Sacramento Kings continue to talk about Doug Christie. Got to be the most fraudulent coach I feel like I've ever seen in NBA history. He continues to talk about defense, and the Kings continue to give up points. And the only reason I haven't really faded him is because he keeps saying the defense is going to be better. The defense is going to be better. And I'm waiting for it to happen. And the defense has not been better. The Kings have absolutely been one of the worst defenses in the NBA. And the more I think about it, the more I'm just thinking they're actually 26th in defensive rating. They just gave up 134 points to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves was out there looking like it was a pickup game. They weren't even playing hard. They just moving the ball, swinging it, making shots. Before that, they gave up 132 points against the Oklahoma City Thunder as well. So back-to-back games, they've given up 130 plus. And the Warriors were shorthanded the game before that without Steph Curry, and they won that game. But before that, they played the Nuggets. They gave up 130. They played the Bucks. They gave up 133. They played the Bulls. They gave up 126. So the Nuggets are the best offense, the second best offensive team, I think, in the NBA right now. I think you just look towards their team total over. I know it's a pretty high number. They are third in offensive rating. I'm just not expecting anything from the Kings defense until further notice, man. Kings are a team that just struggle to score the basketball. Not struggle to score the basketball, struggle to get stops. They're 9-1 to the over in the first half specifically. So maybe just a, first half team total over. The Nuggets are 7-2 in the first half overall. Their team total, the Nuggets, I think they've been the best first half team in the NBA. Their team total, the Nuggets is 5-4, and they have struggled on the road. 2-0 to the under in the first half to the over on their team total. So I don't know. I just think the Kings defense is that bad. So that's my thought process on this game. I'll probably just be looking towards Denver to be able to score however many they needed to win this game. Don't really have too many thoughts on the total on the side, but I do think that the Nuggets are head and shoulders way better than the Kings. Way better than the Kings. And the Kings are just a team that just is so newly assembled. Dennis Schroeder was actually talking about it in the post-game interview. Them trying to find some continuity together. You just got a whole bunch of basketball players that don't complement each other well. I think that's the easiest way to put it, in my opinion. The Indiana Pacers and the Utah Jazz, the last game on the board, this line opened 1.5 yesterday, and now Utah is actually getting 3. I see on one book, but it looks like consensus is 2.5. Total open 238.5. It's up to 232.5. Man, this is a game I just skip, honestly. This is not a game I want to bet at all. On the Indiana side of things, it's still third game in 4 nights. They're coming off back-to-back losses against the Denver Nuggets and the Golden State Warriors to start this road trip. I'm not laying points with the Pacers on the road. That's one thing I'm not doing. TJ McConnell has been upgraded to questionable. Murphy continues to be out. No Quentin Jackson, Benedict Mather, and Obi Toppin, of course, are going to be out. The Utah Jazz can submit their injury report late. Kyle Anderson and Taylor Hendricks are listed as questionable. I don't know what to do with this game. Utah is playing second leg of back-to-back. They covered the first half last night against Minnesota. Minnesota absolutely punched them in the mouth in the third quarter. I think they won by 20. And they end up covering the full game as well. So not the greatest spot for Utah playing second leg of back-to-back, but it is home and home. And I think they had a little bit of rest before the game. So I don't really know what to do with that one. I think, honestly, the higher the total goes, the more I would look towards the under. I know the Jazz offense is a little bit better at home, but I just can't expect a lot out of the pace of offense. I know that they're getting them hard back. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste your time. I don't know what to do with that game. So that's my thought process on that one. I don't really have one, honestly. That's like the hardest game, in my opinion, to cap, maybe the whole season so far. So getting into a little bit of a recap, what we talked about on the show that I do like, because I didn't write these down. It'd be Toronto team total. Toronto first half minus, I think it was 5.5. They don't cover the first half. You just take them full game then. Memphis team total under 112.5. And I do think that the New York Knicks minus the 9 is a good bet for today. I really, really do. Boston, Philly, it'd be Maxey over his, what was the number? 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I like that look. I do think Philly's going to be able to score the basketball. So Philly, I would just stay away from the spread. Maybe even just Philly first half team total. I think it's just because they've been so good in the first half specifically. Philly first half team total is, Book's probably got to set it a little bit higher tonight. It feels like 59.5. And that way I stay away from the spread, being that those games have been so tightly contested. And then what else? What other games did I miss? Golden State, OKC, nothing for me in that game. And then Denver. Until further notice, man, I think you just continue to fade Sacramento's defense, especially if especially against great offenses. And this team Denver's offense is really, really great. So Denver team total is 125.5. God, I can't play that. That's a little too high. A little too rich for my blood. I know that they've been giving up points left and right. I can't play that. That's a little too high. Nah, that's something I look for live. Maybe it comes down a little bit. So real quick on the recap, the one thing I am missing on here as well is, and I'm going to add it, RJ Barrett over his 19.5 points. That one makes a lot of sense in my opinion. And was not on here is Jared Jackson Jr. over his 1.5 3. So ton of looks for today, man. Whatever it is that you guys bet, I hope you cash. Resources are all linked in the description. Check them out if you guys are interested. JaXon, Outlier, Moneyballer, Odds Jam. Yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, man. Best of luck on your action. Hit the like button for me on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and turn the notification bell on. We will be back tomorrow.